Hello chess lovers! I have a very beautiful attacking game for you, played by Estonian chess grandmaster Paul Keres. His opponent is Karu, and the game was played in 1931 when Keres was 15 years old. This was a correspondence game, and Karu started with d4. d5 by Keres, c4, e5, Keres goes for Albin Countergambit. But instead of this main d takes e5, white played knight c3, e takes d4, queen takes d4, knight c6, allowing queen takes d5, bishop e6. Black is gambiting for the sake of quick development and a strong counterplay. Queen b5, well, if queen takes d8 check, then simply rook takes d8, and white has to give up this pawn on c4 square. Otherwise, if a move like e3, then knight b4 can be very unpleasant. And if a move like bishop f4, then simply bishop takes c4. This is going to be an equal game. But instead, after bishop e6, we see queen b5, a6, queen a4. Well, if queen takes b7, then this can be very dangerous for white. Black can get a pretty good counterplay with the idea of knight c2, if queen e4, then knight f6, developing the knight with a tempo. If queen d3, then bishop takes c4 can be very unpleasant. Of course, white can't accept the sacrifice because after knight c2, this is even a checkmate. Let's go back, but after a6 we see queen a4, bishop b4, bishop d2. Well, actually playing e3 would have been better. After bishop takes c3 check, b takes c3, white is obtaining a satisfactory position, but after bishop b4 we see bishop d2, bishop takes c4, a3 and b5. With this aggressive b5, black seizes the initiative and forces his opponent to take up a laborious defensive position. Queen c2. Of course, if a move like queen d1, then this is just losing. Knight d4 can be played with the idea of bishop b3 and knight c2. If e3, then bishop b3. This is just crushing. Let's go back. After b5 we see queen c2, knight d4, black pieces suddenly became very active. Queen e4 check, bishop e7 and knight f3. Well, actually this was white's last chance to try to develop his king side. Playing e3 would have been better. Later, for example, bringing the king on g2 square, knight f3, but instead after bishop e7 we see knight f3. Here comes c5, strengthening the knight on d4 square, rook c1. Now black is developing his knight with a tempo, queen b1, queen d6, knight takes d4, c takes d4, knight e4, and we also see the exchange of knights on e4 square. Black castles kingside and bishop f4. Well, if a move like bishop b4, according to Keres, he was intending to go for this aggressive queen takes b4 sacrifice. The idea is that if a takes b4, then bishop takes b4 check, if king d1, then bishop b3 check, and black is getting a pretty strong counterplay for the sacrificed queen. But actually after bishop b4, this simple queen h6 is stronger, targeting the rook on c1. If bishop d2, then queen f6. And still white has serious problems. White king is stuck in the center of the board. But after castling kingside we see bishop f4, queen d8, rook d1, bishop f6 protecting the pawn on d4, queen f3, rook e8. This is a very dangerous position for white. Look at this king stuck in the center of the board. Now let's see how is Paul Keres going to target this poor king. Already there are some serious threats like d3, or even this rook maneuver is possible. We see b3 in the game, but here comes d3. White didn't capture on c4 and played e4. Well, if a move like b takes c4, then simply b takes c4. If e4, then queen a5 check, and then black is also winning the pawn on a3 square. This is going to be a very dangerous attack. These passed pawns actually look very dangerous, and also this king on e1 looks very vulnerable. But after d3 we see e4. Here comes bishop c3 check, bishop d2, queen d4. Planning to recapture on c3 with the queen also attacking on e4. We see bishop takes c3, queen takes c3 check, rook d2, and here comes a mind-blowing move by Paul Keres, rook takes e4 check, sacrificing the rook and luring away the queen from this diagonal, and after queen takes e4 we see queen c1 check, and after rook d1, believe it or not, but after d2 this is a checkmate. Look at this powerful pawn on d2 square, and of course this is just a brutal checkmate. What a position. We could see that even from an early age, Paul Keres was a very aggressive chess player. If you enjoyed this mind-blowing final position, don't forget to give the thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. More games are coming. Good luck.